Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sasa from Sintesia, Animalia, Indonesia, and today I will present our work in Bali using education and engagement to close Bali's dog meat trade. But before I start, I would like to thank AfA for this opportunity, and also the highest thanks to Animal Australia for supporting Sintesia in this dog meat trade project, and also thanks to Bali authority, especially Satpol PP, police who enthusiastically work with Sintesia to close dog meat trade in Bali. So as part of our project in combating dog meat trade in Bali, we developed a database recording all reported dog meat trade outlet in Bali, as we can see in this chart. So for every data reported to us, we then label them into three different classes. The first one is recorded for the outlet that confirmed by covered visit to be operating, and then disproven for dog meat trade outlet reported and by the covered visit confirmed not to be selling dog meat, or the location was not found. And then the third one is to be confirmed for dog meat trade outlet reported were not in trading hours when visited and need further checking. So between 2017 to and early September 2023, we received 116 reported dog meat trade outlet, where 104 of them were labeled as recorded, and 12 of them are disproven. So from the 104 recorded dog meat trade outlet, we then classified again based on the operating status, and we keep updating these as we close more and more of them. So this chart also show our data in early September 2023 when we submitted the presentation to AfA, but by the end of September 2023 we have closed 94 of 104 outlet in Bali by educating and engagement, while 4 reopen, and then 1 have opened and 1 to be confirmed. So we also characterize the socio-demographic of dog meat traders in Bali through a collaboration project with Udayana University, and we believe this is the first research in Bali or elsewhere. The research provided data that we use to develop education and engagement strategy to end the dog meat trade in Bali. The study show us very interesting and surprising result, including the involvement of Balinese and non-Balinese in this activity. And from the study, we know that 65% of the trader were Balinese and 35% of them were non-Balinese. Christian also involved in this activity, and the results show that Christian traders were mostly in Badung and Denpasar, which are the tourism district, and they also had completed high school, whereas in the poorer district, they were mostly Hindu ethnic Balinese and had not completed high school or had not education background ever. So the finding that Hindus were involved were unexpected by us, but it may reflect poorer socio-economic condition in some district, and possibly how migration and acculturation may be important factor in the dog meat trade in Bali. So poverty and limited education and work skill might have published some traders to be involved in the dog meat trade, and changing this way of making a living in poor, low education area will rely on education and engagement. The result of the socio-demographic study was used to inform the education and engagement strategy with the dog meat traders and the community. We also kept the accurate information, and this evidence-based approach also added credibility with the government agency and the university. We also use a decolonized approach to education and engagement. Decolonize here refers to the reversing of the structure of colonization and allowing country to take control of the narrative and empower their own people. In the context of animal welfare, it can be seen as a funding organization, ensuring that recipient country or organization are provided with the resources and support to develop and drive their own culturally relevant intervention rather than having this driven by high-income country funding organization. So in the decolonization approach, we implement culturally congruent practice to improve animal welfare and stop animal cruelty at the village level. We also promoted collaboration with government, police, and university to improve control of the dog meat trade, and we improve animal welfare and veterinary services and their governance to improve dog meat trade surveillance, control, and closure. The dog meat trade project showed that international organization, in this case Animal Australia, can help facilitate local community and government to act using their local wisdom, and that international organization respect the roles and capability of local community and government to solve their problem. So this decolonized approach has greatly assisted us in our education and engagement in Indonesia. And it's amazing to work with Animal Australia because they truly respect this decolonized approach and trust Sintesia to make a good decision by ourselves. So we also use top-down and bottom-up model, where in the top-down approach, we build good relationship with stakeholders at the higher level, including authorities who control a system at the provincial and the national level to make wide-scale change and to form lasting relationship that include us in high-level decision-making process, while in the bottom-up approach, we build good relationship with stakeholders on the ground, including administrative and Hindu customary village authority and local community government and police who work in the field to form a lasting relationship that empower communities and agency to know that they can take action to end the dog meat trade in their own location. So I just need to stress that what we are talking here is the government policy making as a result of education and engagement. And this is also a good example of our top-down and bottom-up model that we are doing in Bali. So Animal Australia 2016 investigation highlighted Bali's dog meat trade as a one health issue. So in response to this, the governor of Bali then issued a circular letter in 2017 that requested scientific research to be undertaken to understand more about the dog meat trade so it could be closed. So I've spoken to you all about the socio-demographic research in the previous slide. So while the circular letter had no sanction, the word of the governor's circular letter was sufficient to give the authority to strong persuade dog meat traders to stop selling dog meat. It also started our multidisciplinary movement to end the dog meat trade in Bali by supporting our research and education engagement visit targeting dog meat trader. And using this circular letter, we closed 44 of 75 dog meat trade outlets in Bali in 14 months. In April 2019, the Bali governor issued an instruction letter to establish an official task force to visit and close dog meat trade outlet. The UNUD researchers, or us, were part of every visit. This instruction had no sanction and was limited to stern warning, but it also allows Satpol PP to call the traders to come to their office and sign a statement to stop selling dog meat. Using the instruction letter and the task force, we closed more outlets in Bali, and now by the end of September, we have closed 94 of 104 outlets in Bali in total. So along with the issuance of Bali Governor Instruction Letter in 2019 is the establishment of task force team. The task force team is membered by Bali Provincial Police, also Provincial and District Municipality Public Order Enforcement Police, or in Indonesia we call them as Satpol PP. Also membered by District Municipality Agriculture Services and District Municipality Hindu Customary Village Assembly and Hindu Customary Village. And their official task is to formulate and develop an activity to implement the instruction letter and to monitor, supervise, and prohibit the dog meat trade in Bali. So as a result of the task force visit, Satpol PP then recognized that for recalcitrant trader and to change the culture of poor district where dog meat trader trading persists, a provincial law with sanction was needed. In 2022, and with our assistance on the technical matter, the Satpol PP draft the social order Perda. Perda is a regional regulation that work in the provincial level in Indonesia, in which the trading and distribution of dog meat was a social order offense with a sanction and can be enforced by Satpol PP. So the highest penalty for the Perda is 3 months imprisonment or a fine of 50 million rupiah, 50 million Indonesian rupiah, or approximately 3,400 US dollars. So this Perda has signed by the Bali governor on the 28th July 2023 and must be implemented within a year. This regulation is also very beneficial to close the dog meat outlet because we no longer have to prove the cruelty in a dog meat case as required under the animal cruelty law of Indonesian Criminal Code. So clearly a regulation that bans the dog meat trade and distribution is easier to enforce as cruelty is not need to be proven. It is widely recognized that dog meat poses health concerns such as a transmission of zoonotic disease and hygiene and sanitation issue. It also has potential violation committed in the dog meat trade such as theft, poisoning, and inhuman killing are also punishable under Indonesian law. However, in our education and engagement with community and dog meat traders, we reinforce that in predominantly Hindu Bali, cultural and religious issue forbid the consumption of dog meat. Hindu mythology believed that the dog is respected animal because of its loyalty. The lore of Yudhishthira and his dog in the Hindu epic of Mahabharata remind Hindu Balinese community of the special relationship between Balinese and their dog. Also in Dharma Charuban Papyrus also does not mention dog meat to be something that can be consumed, and we use this point when we delivering our education and engagement. So Bali has a dual governance system, administrative village and Hindu customary village. So both village system allow the village authority village head to manage their own village, including issuing a village based law or regulation. So by understanding the both system, we then were able to identify which education and engagement will be most successfully in closing the dog meat trade in Bali. We decided that it will be less effective to engage and approach the administrative and Hindu villages one by one, since in Bali we have nearly 1,500 villages, and we need to talk and encourage with them one by one. So we decided to prioritizing using the task force, but in our work we keep maintaining our relationship in educating and doing the engagement with them. So we are also undertaking education and engagement targeting dog meat trader to close the dog meat trade with a focus on disease risk, including rabies, hygiene and sanitation issue, unacceptably to Balinese Hindu culture, and possible violation of law, including animal cruelty. We also undertake education engagement targeting government agency, police, and university to support the ban on selling dog meat, including in providing scientific and legal review and discussion and policy making and enforcement. We also undertake education engagement targeting customary government and customary police to support the ban on selling dog meat, including advocating Bali Province Customary Village Assembly to recommend the Bendesa to issue a pararam. Also undertake community education engagement targeting religious, cultural, and ethnic group to support the ban on selling dog meat, including Christian church faiths, because our socio-demographic research also show that Christian are involved in this activity. We have presented this dog meat trade work in 2018 at IVMA Congress in Indonesia, FAFA conference, and in Australian and New Zealand colleague and veterinary scientific in Gold Coast, Australia in 2019, and also at FAFA conference in Dalian, China. So let me summarize and make a conclusion on that in the decolonized education engagement approach to end the dog meat trade in Bali, we implemented culturally congruent practice to improve animal welfare and stop animal cruelty at the village level. We promoted collaboration with government, police, and university to improve control of the dog meat trade, and we improve animal welfare and veterinary services and their governance to improve dog meat trade surveillance, control, and closure. We believe that this decolonized, top-down, bottom-up approach using education engagement is working successfully to end the dog meat trade in Bali. And by combining local wisdom and hard data, we have created an education and engagement that we believe could be adapted in other part of Indonesia to end the dog meat trade, or be applied to achieving outcome in other animal welfare area. So thank you, and I invited you to check our work in our Instagram or contact us by email. And again, special thanks to Animal Australia.
Okay. So thank you again, Dr. Sasa. So we will now open the Q&A session. So do you need a mic?
I'll do that.
Okay.
I was wondering whether in the closure you have to provide any alternative livelihoods for the market traders. And the second question, whether there were any animals that were there, when anybody sees them, or what happens to them when you close the trading sites.
Yeah. So about the work, in our social demographic work, we also see on whether whether selling dog meat is their primarily or secondary work, and of course we understand that we cannot just stopping them for their main income source. So we are also working with like local community empowerment organization, like we are doing in Bali. We work with local waste management to recycling plastic and everything. So we choose a more sustainable and environmentally friendly work for them. But we also, when doing the education and engagement personally with them, we are asking what skill you have and what work you want to do, if we need to, or we force you to close. And sometimes they are really open on what they want to do. So in one of the picture I showed to you, there was a lady, a woman who has been selling dog meat, and she ran it as a family business. So she has been selling dog meat for in more than 20 years, and she is really willing and agree to change the world, and now she's selling vegetables and selling tempeh and other. Yeah, and of course we support her, and now we are like a family. We have a very close relation to her, and this time we visited her district. We always come and say hello and talk to her. So it also built a kindness relationship with the ex-trader. Yeah, and so the dog meat trade activity in Bali sometimes happen behind the store, and when we come there and doing education and engagement with the trader, mostly we cannot see the animals. So that's also become a reason why it's very difficult for us to capture the cruelty. And then we decided to work more closely with the Satpol PP, with the government, to issue a regulation that clearly ban and prohibit the dog meat trader and distribution. So we don't need really looking for the cruelty, what happened behind. Because in Bali sometimes it's really difficult to capture that cruelty.
All right. So, any more question from the floor?
Hi there. Should I just come up to the front?
Sure.
Hi, yeah, great. Thanks for your presentation. I noticed that you work closely with the government, but I would say a public-private collaboration would probably be more helpful in a way. What I mean is that I don't see any private sector involvement in your work. Did I miss something? For example, like, veterinary clinic or animal hospital, and how do they help in the sense of, reducing dog meat trade in Bali? Do you have any collaboration with the private sectors at all?
In one of our program, we also have a collaboration like with the private clinic, also under support by Animal Australia. Like we help poor people, especially during the endemic, if they rescue stray animals, or if they have pets but they cannot afford medical costs, we help them under the program. But we are not really engaged with them in this dog meat trade program. Maybe in the limited one like we in some meetings with them, and also because I'm also a vet, I'm also doing like a regular meeting with our colleague, and we share what we are doing in our work. So I also happily and proudly presented what I've been doing in closing the dog meat trade, and I also encourage them to also educate people around, educate their client about animal welfare, about why we should not consuming dog meat, not just in the animal cruelty reason, but also in the public health, in the hygiene and sanitary, and in the One Health issue, antimicrobial resistance, and every disease and scientific health base they can do to educate people around and also their client.
Okay, thank you. If I could clarify also some of the things Dr. Sasa said, which were exactly right, but where we're working in Bali, or where Sintesia is working, the private sector opportunities for closing the dog meat trade were not immediately apparent. We've been there since 2017, and it really was this unexpected relationship, particularly with the community police, who were really enthusiastic about this and who are a really big ally, and have currently asked us, for example, to help them write the technical regulations for the law. And so we certainly wouldn't rule out, private sector, whatever, but at the moment, this relationship with the community police is also spilling over into other areas. So it's pretty unusual, or not what I guess as an outsider, as an Australian, I didn't expect maybe the police to be so friendly and helpful, but they're it's a perception, but they've been amazing, haven't they, Sasa?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that concludes our concurrent session. Thank you so much for coming. So we will now have our panel session at Great Hall C&D. So you all may proceed to the hall C&D now. Thank you so much.